is a Beautiful World.
I'm Heather McElhatton, and this is A Beautiful World.
About 2 or 3 years ago, I just really wanted to quit. I just felt like the world was on fire, everything was going crazy, and the art was just too hard, and I just wasn't sure I really wanted to write anymore.
Best-selling author Austin Kleon is 35 years old and lives in Austin, Texas. He wrote his best-selling book, Steal Like an Artist, about creativity in the digital age. Despite immense success of the book, millions of copies sold, a few years later, Austin was struggling. He was on the verge of quitting writing altogether.
Global warming and all that stuff, it just felt a little crushing to me, and you know, writing my little books just didn't seem important enough.
During this dark period, Kleon found his way out one step at a time.
So I kind of went through this period. I kind of went away so I could come back, and I read a lot of books, took a lot of walks, and I came up with this list of kind of 10 to help me kind of stay on track.
10 things to keep you on track, which he chronicles in his new book, Keep Going. 10 ways to stay creative in good times and bad. Number 1 is pretend your life is like the movie Groundhog Day.
What would you do if you were stuck in one place and every day was exactly the same and nothing that you did mattered?
Now, that sums it up for me.
But the thing that he discovers is that it's not necessarily a burden or a punishment or a curse to be reliving his days over and over. He discovers what a lot of enlightened people in life discover, is that every day you get is a gift. And it's really about how you fill the day that gives meaning to your life.
Number 2 on Kleon's list is to create a bliss station.
You need a certain time or a certain place every day. You're sort of totally disconnected from the world so that you can connect with yourself and kind of find your happy zone, the spaces that people go where they feel like they can be the most creative during the day.
Number 3 in Austin Kleon's book is forget the noun, do the verb. As in, don't worry about becoming an author, just write.
Nouns and job titles are very tricky because I think if you just back up a little bit and focus on your verb, focus on the thing that you really like to do, I think it'll take you further and someplace far more interesting. So if you want to be the noun, you've got to do the verb.
The next steps involve making gifts, slaying monsters, tidying up, and exposing your demons to fresh air. One of my favorite steps is paying attention to the ordinary until it becomes extraordinary.
And I think that's a lesson for all artists, is that the world that surrounds you is enough. You don't need to move to Paris and fall in with a gang of rowdy misfits and sip wine and that great romantic vision of what making art is. You just have to embrace whatever world happens to be around you, and you have to find ways of pointing your attention at that world in a way that brings out the extraordinary.
Kleon says everything got better for him when he made peace with the fact that life might never get easier. Whenever life gets overwhelming, he says go back to step 1. Think about your days. What can you put in them that gets you a tiny bit closer to where you want to be? Go easy on yourself and take time. Change what you pay attention to and change your world.
My idea of a beautiful world is like a potluck dinner, and everyone showed up and they brought their best dish. And that's my idea of a perfect world. It's a big potluck dinner and everybody's making their best dish and they're bringing it to the table.
That's Austin Kleon, author of Keep Going, 10 Ways to Stay Creative in Good Times and Bad. I'm Heather McElhatton, and this is A Beautiful World, NPR News.
Brought to you with help from the Pohlad Family Foundation.